All right, let's talk about today, because we just witnessed an absolute brawl on Wall Street. You had two heavyweights in the ring. In one corner, you've got the unstoppable force of artificial intelligence, and in the other, a Federal Reserve basically warning everyone that the party might be over. This is the story of AI versus the Fed, and we're going to break it all down.
So this is the question on every single trader's mind right now. You know, the market was just cruising along, everyone was expecting rate cuts, it was looking good, and then this afternoon, bam, the Fed drops its January meeting minutes. And just like that, the entire tone shifted. And boy, did the market feel it.
You see this right here? This is the line that sent a chill down the market's spine. Upward adjustments. Let me translate that from Fed speak into plain English. That doesn't just mean they're going to pause rate cuts. No. It's a direct warning shot that the Fed might actually start hiking rates again if inflation starts acting up. This is a huge hawkish pivot.
So how did the market react? Well, the probability of a rate cut happening in March absolutely collapsed. It's practically zero now. This 94% chance of no cut, that is the market literally screaming that the higher for longer interest rate nightmare is here to stay.
And you can see the damage was immediate, just a sea of red across the board. But the number I want you to focus on here is the VIX, what we call the market's fear gauge. Look at that, it spiked over 5%. That's a huge move, and it's signaling that uncertainty is way up and protecting your portfolio just got a lot more expensive. Yep, fear is officially back on the menu.
Okay, let's pull up the charts and look at the technicals, because the NASDAQ got hit hard today. We pulled back right to this absolutely crucial battleground, the 23.6% Fibonacci retracement level. Think of this as the line in the sand. The bulls have to, and I mean have to, defend this zone, or we could be looking at a much deeper correction. But just as the Fed delivered all that bad news, the bulls got a lifeline.
And that lifeline, well, it arrived in a very big way. While the Fed was talking about tightening the belt, Silicon Valley was out there spending billions. A massive AI deal was announced that just completely changes the entire game.
Now listen, this is not just about Meta buying a few chips. This is a fundamental strategic shift. You see, Meta isn't just buying NVIDIA's GPUs anymore. They're buying the whole shebang, the entire AI factory. We're talking CPUs, the next generation GPUs, the networking that ties it all together. NVIDIA is now the vertically integrated backbone for Meta's entire AI future. It's a massive power play.
And just look at the sheer scale of this thing. The firepower is just staggering, capable of running AI models with tens of trillions of parameters. I mean, they're deploying millions of these chips over the next couple of years, and you got to ask why. Because Meta's goal is nothing short of bringing personal superintelligence to its 3.5 billion users. Folks, this is not hype. This is a hardware-fueled land grab for the entire future of technology.
So on a day with two massive, completely conflicting stories, who actually came out on top? Let's break down the winners and losers, because it tells you everything you need to know about the new market hierarchy that's taking shape right now.
In the AI arena, the winners are crystal clear. I mean, NVIDIA just locked in a whale of a customer, proving that its full-stack strategy is absolutely dominant. And you can't forget Micron. They're supplying the super high-performance memory that these new chips are so desperate for. But on the other side, well, legacy CPU makers like Intel and AMD are feeling the pain. Meta's huge shift to NVIDIA's ARM-based CPUs is a direct shot across their bow, basically squeezing them out of the highest growth part of the data center.
Now let's flip it and look at the fallout from the Fed. The clear beneficiaries here are the big banks. For them, higher rates for longer just means they make more money on every loan. Fatter margins for giants like JP Morgan. But the casualties are all the sectors that live and die by interest rates. With the 10-year Treasury creeping back over 4%, home builders and the entire real estate sector are really feeling the pressure as mortgage rates just stay stubbornly high.
Okay, so that's the stuff everyone saw. But now, let's go a level deeper. Let's talk about the signals that were hiding in plain sight, the key moments, the gotcha moments that most traders completely missed today.
First gotcha moment. While everyone was glued to the Fed minutes, crude oil was quietly ripping over 2% higher, touching over $71 a barrel. So what's going on? Well, geopolitical fears are heating up between the US and Iran. This is a huge deal because rising energy prices are inflationary, and that is the absolute last thing the Fed wants to see. It just adds another layer of pressure for them to stay hawkish.
Second, here's a more subtle signal. The 20-year bond auction was weak today.
Now, in simple terms, when demand for government debt is low, it means the big smart money investors are getting nervous. They're demanding higher interest payments to lend the government money, and that's a huge signal that they believe the Fed is serious about keeping rates higher for longer.
And here it is. This is the biggest insight, the biggest gotcha moment of the day right here. Despite the major indices falling, the market's internal health is actually surprisingly strong. 61% of stocks are still in long-term uptrends. So while the generals, your Apples and your Microsofts retreated a bit, the troops, the whole army of individual stocks, they held their ground. This suggests the underlying bull trend is way healthier than the headlines want you to believe.
So you take all this information, the good, the bad, the confusing. What do you do with it? How do you actually trade this market? Let's put it all together into an actionable game plan you can use right now.
Okay, for the NASDAQ 100, here are the levels that matter. That 23,850 level. That's everything right now. As long as we hold above it, you can argue this is just a healthy correction. But if we break below it, you got to watch out. That's the trapdoor opening to a potential drop all the way to 22,500. Now, on the upside, a confirmed breakout above the all-time high of 26,182, that's our green light. That's the signal that the bulls are back in full control and the next leg up has officially begun. So watch these levels like a hawk.
Look, today was a perfect example of the crazy, conflicting forces that are driving this market. To stay ahead of moves like these, you need an edge. So follow @RonRoseTrading on Instagram, subscribe to CIY Capital on YouTube for more of this analysis. You can even book a one-on-one or join our live trading room. Stay sharp out there, and I'll see you in the markets.